quarterback in the league. Oh, what a catch by Jay Nathaniel. That touchdown, Hurricanes.
Junior taking a shot deep. Open target. Her third from left to right. Sets off. Oh,
down.
Watch him. He's going to step. He's going to go for the. It fell from the sky into Aaron Ike's hand.
On a Tuesday night in the CFSL, we welcome you into Week 3 action coming at you live. You're looking live at Michigan Stadium in Ann Arbor, Michigan, as we play the battle for the Paul Bunyan Trophy tonight. Cameron Duty here with Brandon Webster. We welcome you in as Michigan State visits Michigan here in the Big House. Brandon, good evening to you. An overcast evening today with moderate wind and 78-degree weather. How you doing, partner?
I'm doing great, bud. I am doing great, and I can smell rivalry in the air.
Don't you love it? What a great way to start this Tuesday block of CFSL action right here on YouTube. A good rivalry matchup that everyone knows and loves. As we said, the Paul Bunyan Trophy is on the line today, and Michigan will get the start on offense, led by quarterback Jet Cannon. Now, this is just the fourth meeting between these two teams. Michigan leads the series 2-1. Here's a throw, right side, complete to Hayward Crocker Jr. for a first down.
And you got to love this game and everything that comes with it. You know these guys are going to come out strong and fighting.
Just a quick note to mention to you guys, it is actually a 9-mile-per-hour wind that they're dealing with today, so that could be a factor in the passing and kicking game. And just a little note there to pass along as Jet Cannon lines up under center on 1st and 10. Here's a throw out in the flat. Complete, and a stiff arm trying to get some extra yardage is Joseph Ellis as he runs for 1 yard.
And those screens will really help you sometimes, but if you catch on quick, you can drop them in there online.
Brings up 2nd and 9, shotgun formation here for Cannon with one man flanking him to the right. It is a handoff directly to Ellis, who now cuts to the right of the formation, fights hard to get back to the line of scrimmage, but nothing more as he is tackled by Blanco immediately.
And Carlos Blanco's a big man to be out there.
He sure is. 6'4", 250-pound freshman for Michigan State. Here's a screen pass setting up on 3rd and 8, needing some blocking out front. Has it, but closing in is the Michigan State defense, and a bruising tackle made by Dalton Mercer.
And that was just a beautiful shove before the first down.
Well, was it not? That was a great job of the Michigan State defense, closing in quickly on the receiver, and so Michigan has to punt it away on their first series that started out rather promising and ends in a punt that rolls into the back of the end zone for a touchback. And we say hello to Declan Murphy and the Michigan State offense. They're led by that wide receiver right there, Brakeem Alvarez. First and 10 for the Spartans. Murphy takes the snap, hands off. That is Manny Mercy on his first carry. The senior gets 5.
And the rushing is always a very reliable way to go, but if you don't have a hole to get through, you're not going to make it anywhere.
Manny Mercy leads the team with 43 carries and 227 yards rushing. That's 4th in the CFSL coming into Week 3. Now a pass out to the flat to Alvarez, and he actually loses a yard, as that's good coverage by this Michigan defense. And in particular, you see a great tackle made right there on the outer edge.
I believe that was a walk-on that was able to get that tackle.
Indeed it was, and it actually forces them back a yard. So we find ourselves in 3rd and 6 situation once again. Folks, it's good to be with you all today. Thank you to everybody in the chat who are joining us. We hope you guys have a wonderful Tuesday night with us. Now, Murphy going to wind up, throw it deep, has a man on the sidelines, and it is Alvarez who found some space and gets the first down.
And that, he has an arm. Dropping that ball right on his receiver. I honestly thought he missed that one.
It was Robert Shannon, the 170-pound freshman, 5'7", and going against Alvarez, 6'2". So 6'2" against 5'7", and you see who won the matchup there. Here's a throw, middle of the field, complete to Kevin Gray, who picks up 13 and a first down.
And Jacoby Gallant able to drop him after the first. The MSU is really cruising up the field.
That they are. Now, an interesting stat to pass along. Both these teams enter today's matchup 1-1. Michigan State beat Georgia last week 34-28. Looking to get on the board here. Quarterback keeper Murphy, the big QB, 230 pounds, 6'4", runs for about 4 yards. They're going to actually give him 5 at 2nd and goal. Here's the snap as Murphy scans the field, throws middle, batted down by Christopher Burns. Could have easily been an interception, but it is a good deflection. Brings up 3rd down and goal.
Almost a pig. If Michigan would have taken that, that would have killed all hope.
3rd and goal. Big play coming here, and the defense trying to swallow Declan Murphy up, and he gets close to the goal line, but they're going to say the knee was down short. It's 4th and goal.
And Declan Murphy really knows how to fight for yards.
He certainly does, and he took on 3 Michigan defenders to try to get to the end zone. He comes up a yard short, and Michigan State's Blaze Navarro, the sophomore, with the field goal attempt. It is good. They take the lead 3-0.
And it's always good to see MSU take first lead in this game.
Now on the return, across the 30, about to the 35-yard line comes Cliff Booth, which is where Michigan will once more take over with Jet Cannon and company.
And let's hope Michigan can come out of this drive points. They do not want to fall behind so early.
No, they do not. 5:37 here. In the opening quarter, Michigan enters this game 1-1 after beating TCU last week 30-24. Cannon, play action, throws, has a man sidelines. Nicely done to Crocker Jr. for 24 yards as he steps out of bounds.
And just a good read right there, all the way on the outside edge.
The sophomore Jet Cannon 4 for 4 on the day. Last week, just a few of his stats. He was 14 of 21, 270 yards and a touchdown, along with 52 in their victory over TCU. Now, on the ground game with Ellis coming back right side, and he is demolished. Nikolai Storm for the TFL.
And when you see Storm, you know a storm's coming.
What a hit that he did lay on him indeed, the senior, 205 pounds, all 205 unloaded there on Joseph Ellis. Play action once more to Cannon, throws to the sidelines, gets a pretty good chunk of that back to Crocker Jr. and gets them to 3rd and 8. Big play here early for the Wolverines. Cannon out of shotgun, takes the snap, pressure coming around the edges. He stands in there, throws deep, has a man over top 2 defenders. It's Jalen Zachary, and what a response by the Michigan Wolverines.
Just a lovely dot. MSU not close enough to prevent that pass.
No, outrunning 2 defenders as Daniel Blewett's extra point is good. We've got ourselves a ball game, folks. 7-3. We talked about the importance of Michigan getting on the board early in this one, and they succeed.
And you know these two want to go home with some hardware.
Indeed they do. Folks, coming up in just a matter of minutes, we'll have our first Twitch update of the evening to pass along to you guys as we watch this return here, bringing it out across the 25. It is Alvarez.
And over on Twitch, a 6-yard touchdown run by Jaden Cobb for USC to go up 7-0 on Notre Dame with 4:26 in the first.
First quarter, both of these games moving very quickly here. Here's a give. That is once more Manny Mercy running right side. He picks up 7 yards, and he gets his team to a 2nd and 3 situation.
And the walk-on looking like he was hugging him the entire way.
Carried him with him, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Shotgun for Mercy. Dropping back as Murphy unloads and he finds his man, Manny Murphy. It's the Murphy to Mercy connection. M&M, we'll call him. How's that sound? 16-yard gain.
That's a lovely nickname, and he got hit hard by Cliff Booth.
Yeah, at the end of that one, indeed, but not before securing the first down. Good-looking drive now coming for Michigan State as Declan Murphy under center. Throws over the top of every possible live body down there. He throws it away. Maybe a good call there.
He wanted to get the yardage, but it just wasn't right on the dot.
And we got to think the wind maybe had a little bit of a factor to do with that as well. Here's Murphy with the run, shifting his weight there and bulldozing ahead. He picks up 11 yards for the first down.
Declan really taking the meaning, if I can't throw it, I'm going to run it.
And he's got a good set of wheels on him, no doubt, the senior from Spokane, Washington. Murphy now will throw to the sidelines where he completes to Kevin Gray for a 3-yard gain. You take what the defense will give you, right, Brandon?
Yeah, and that was Atticus Ike on the tackle.
Didn't allow much, as you said, Ike coming in there to finish the play off, but at least 3 positive yards. That's what you look for. If you can't find anything else, at least you keep it on the positive side of things. 2nd and 7 coming here as Murphy with the keeper again, getting trailed from behind. They can't get him down. Out to about the 20, and it takes a good 2 or 3 Michigan Wolverines to get down Declan Murphy.
And just a pack of Wolverines laying him out, but still getting the first down.
He's a guy that, you know, you're only going to get him down if you take him out at the knees. Here's Murphy throwing right side, completes. Shrugging off a defender as Elijah McKinney gets close to the first, a 9-yard gain out in the flat.
Another tackle, Atticus Ike.
Ike is busy today. And we are still with 3 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Here is another keeper. Murphy kind of hesitates, but he finds the open lane into the end zone. Touchdown, Michigan State. We may be in for another barn burner today, partner.
That is wonderful. Just nobody was able to get off of the block to stop him getting that touchdown.
Navarro's kick is up and through. Michigan State now retakes the lead 10-7 with 3 minutes still on the clock here in the opening quarter.
You have to think these all-white unis make them look like ghosts out there.
Making it difficult, I would assume, for Michigan to tackle those guys. At least that's how it was on that last drive. And a good job by Michigan State. Now Atticus Ike, we've called his name a lot. He brings this return out, 26 yards. And a first down coming here for Jet Cannon, Joseph Ellis, and company.
It's looking like Atticus Ike and Nikolai Storm are going on a battle.
Cannon under center. Drops back, throws, and out of bounds as that one flutters out of the field of play.
No, he was throwing it to his receiver. The wind blew it out.
You know, it will be a factor. Like we said, 9-mile-per-hour wind, and it could come into play today in a lot of ways as Cannon now throws back to the left sideline, finding Crocker Jr. for a 3-yard pickup.
And I will always say this in any game. Short yardage is better than no yardage.
Does bring up a 3rd and 7 situation, so a little farther out than what they would like to be on 3rd down. They will set up the screen here, blocking decent, and it was almost a big play by Joseph Ellis. I thought he was going to break free, and the contact by Michigan State will push him out of bounds. It's 4th and 7.
And looked like Rashad Jones was able to get the credit on that one.
Yeah, it was a good job. I mean, a huge play there. The blocking was not bad on the outside edge there for that screen as they set it up, but just basically overpowering the Michigan defenders there and making the big play. Now on this return is Harris for a 10-yard return close to the 45-yard line. They're going to mark him at the 42. Good field position for the Spartans. Declan Murphy throws to the middle of the field, completes to Medlock, who gets run over, but not before he picks up 8 yards.
And that was Larry Waters able to drop him.
Gain of 8 on first down, 2nd and a couple. Man in motion along the line of the formation there. Here's the snap by Murphy. Pressure is not too bad, and Gray is his man. Picks up 5 yards. Good job of the offensive line there, allowing him time.
And if you can toe tap just to get the first down, do it.
Murphy again, this time with pressure breathing down his neck, and he gets rid of it, finding Kane Harris for 13 yards to keep the drive alive. Great release by Declan Murphy just in the nick of time there, Brandon.
And Robert Shannon able to stop Declan.
90 seconds remaining in this first quarter of play. Murphy with the give to Mercy, an M&M connection, and it's a pickup of 4.
And that was Jacoby Gallant again, getting another tackle in this game.
2nd and 6. Murphy and Mercy in the backfield. It is a give to Mercy. He runs right up the middle, and he picks up 3 as he disappears into a pile.
All I seen on that play was blue uniforms. That MSU player disappeared.
And it brings up 3rd and 4 now for the Michigan State Spartans. The Wolverines defense trying to amp up the crowd, looking for a big-time stop as we've got Murphy, who's going to go deep. Home run ball, back corner of the end zone, deflected by Cliff Booth, and it's 4th down.
And Declan thought he saw something there.
What he's seen was Cliff Booth getting in front of the wayward pass. Now we've got a long field goal here from Blaze Navarro. The kick is good. The wind not being a factor in that kick. Michigan State extends their lead 13-7. And so now out of the end zone comes the return by the Wolverines. And Atticus Ike brings this one up around the 25-yard line is where he is brought down.
And it's good to see MSU get some points ahead of this. That way they can maintain this lead.
And how will the Wolverines respond? Here's Jet Cannon, play action, going back to the sidelines, throws a little too high. I think that one slipped out of his hands. I don't think we can count that one for the weather factor per se.
No, we can't. But over on Twitch, it's 10-0 USC lead Notre Dame after the first quarter.
Cannon on 2nd down, going to take it and run on his own. Gets tripped up as he tried to get past the offensive pile, but he does pick up 3 before falling.
You got to be able to maintain your footing going into these tough lines.
He actually fell right into the waiting arms of Michigan State there. And we've got 3rd and 7, and this could be the final play of the first quarter inside of 10 seconds here. We'll see how it develops. 3rd and 7. Jet Cannon with time, throws, has a man right at the sticks, but they're going to actually spot him the first down. I felt like he might have been a couple inches short, but they say forward progress, and that is how we go into the second quarter. Ladies and gentlemen, a great game on hand, 1 quarter down. Michigan State leading Michigan 13-7 in the battle for the Paul Bunyan Trophy. You're watching the CFSL on PX1 Sports on YouTube. Welcome you back in to start the second quarter. Cameron Duty and Brandon Webster here in the booth. Big thanks to Austin Crow and everybody back at CFSL headquarters. First play of the second quarter, it is a give to Joseph Ellis. He runs left side, picks up 4.
That was Chris Maduro able to grab those ankles.
Second and 6. 1 receiver to the left and 2 to the right for Michigan as he throws middle, a little bit behind his intended target. And right there in the way was Day-Day McLeod, causing a little disruption.
Looked more like that receiver hit a brick wall.
And its name was Day-Day McLeod indeed, 6'4", 255. Now Cannon going to throw back to the middle of the field. Oh, and the ball is wrestled loose. Bonifacio Ocasio, the sophomore, popping that ball free when it looked like it was going to be a completion on 3rd down. Michigan again going to have to punt.
And that will never be a name to not be fun to say.
Ocasio, and we get to call his name a lot. He makes a lot of really good plays as Kane Harris with the 11-yard return in Michigan State. Now, this is a big drive for both teams, obviously bringing a butt for Michigan State, or I should say Michigan here, I'm sorry. They're going to have to try to find a way, and I'll let you elaborate on this topic after this play, partner, as we see Murphy with the keeper 7-yard rush. But as I was saying, Michigan's defense really going to have to find a way to stop the MSU offense here.
Exactly. If Michigan can't stop this Michigan State offense, then there's no way they're going to be able to hold them to low yardage.
Here's Murphy with the keeper again, and a leaping tackle. I mean, that was a springboard by Lincho Rivera. And watch this again on this replay, partner. Watch him come in here.
Lincho Rivera basically diving for that tackle as if he was going for a catch.
And he's wanting to get a little bit of adrenaline pumped into this Michigan defense. 3rd and 5, if they can get a stop here, they can do just that. And oh, somehow over the shoulder, making the grab. It is our one to watch, Brakeem Alvarez.
Robert Shannon was able to tackle him, but he could not stop that ball from getting in the receiver's hands.
Again, I think it goes back to that mismatch there of the height difference between a 5'7" cornerback and a 6'2" wide receiver. Dropping it right over his head, literally, as Murphy takes off and runs right side. And he is stopped by Bobby Ripper. Now, that's a cool name.
Bobby Ripper, it definitely is a cool name. Sounds like something from Doom, but he was able to prevent Declan Murphy from getting any more yardage.
2nd and 11 now for Michigan State. As Murphy tries to take off again, he sheds one tackle, won't get out of the second one as he is brought down. Gets 4 yards back on that one. 3rd and 7 coming up.
That looked like a walk-on that was able to drop him there.
So we've got 3rd and 7. Murphy takes the snap, has a man out in the flat if he wants him, but he stands in there, throws, finds a man right at the first down sticks, and it's King Love for the first down, and this is where it gets disheartening if you're a Michigan defensive man.
Of course, it's the short yardage that's hurting this Michigan defense.
First down, Murphy, keeper up the middle again. He takes a shot, but he holds on. Gain of 3 after 2 Wolverines convene on him.
And that was 2 defenders able to knock him down. And they were saying, if you can't do it with 1, let's do it with 2.
Sometimes it's an old school tag team effort, isn't it?
Nothing wrong with tag team.
2nd and 7. Give up the middle goes to Patrick Murphy, who loses 2 yards on the play as they put him in there to try to throw the Michigan defense off a little bit, but they stay home and make a big stop.
I'll give Michigan's defense some credit. They are able to hold the middle of that line as far back as they can.
3rd and 9, Declan Murphy gonna throw short of the first, and they try to fight their way to it. Marcellus Jackson will be stopped. Really nice open field tackle there made by number 3, Robert Shannon that time. And so Blaze Navarro from the left hash mark to try to add 3 to the scoreboard here for Michigan State, and does so. It is a 9-point lead now for the Spartans, a 2-score game.
And it's good for MSU to hold this lead going close to halftime.
5:55 and counting here in this first half indeed, but a good return. As it's Atticus Eye, they rolled him over. He actually never touched the ground with his knee, and so they had to get a second effort there to bring the young man down. 1st and 10 just outside the 35. As Jet Cannon takes the snap and hands off to Ellis as he's swallowed up and he loses 2 immediately.
And he was quick to get off of that, but the line just closed him in.
Colt Mormon with the 2-yard loss on the play. With that big TFL. Cannon going to throw, try to get some of it back, has to throw short. Ronnie Wilson picks up 3. From what I'm seeing here, Brandon, Michigan State's letting Michigan have that short yardage game all they want. Nothing is happening downfield for the Wolverines.
Probably because they're also wanting to use that win to their advantage.
3rd and 9 as we have a man in motion. Cannon now taking the snap, going to throw middle of the field. It's complete. First big play of the offense for Ronnie Wilson today, and he makes them pay. Nice route in the flat.
It's like Jax Cole was able to get him confused after that catch.
Yeah, that is indeed the case, and I got to tell you, that was something we needed to see out of this Michigan offense, and it comes at not a moment too soon. Inside of 5 minutes now in this first half. As Cannon gonna throw. Has a man complete again, working in the middle of the field well. This time finding Jalen Zachary, the senior, getting the first down grab.
And the walk-on able to prevent more yardage, but Michigan able to get that first down.
That looked like a little stop-and-go route there. He had just a minute of hesitation on the route to kind of trip up the defensive coverage, and then he springs forward for a nice run. It's 1st and 10, throwing now, leading the receiver on, but a little too far over the head. I think that was Ronnie Wilson who Cannon was trying to locate. It's incomplete.
He got the ball to a cheerleader. That's all that mattered.
Put his name and number on that one. Said, call me later. Here is a handoff to Joseph Ellis. He does pick up 1 yard, but we got a big 3rd and 9 coming here, Brandon.
Yes, we do, and let's hope Michigan can actually get the first down so they can get some points on this board.
Cannon under center, drops back, 5-step drop. He unloads, has a man. It's a jump ball, though, and it's Nikolai Storm who gets the better there. Deep in coverage, and a great job, and that is actually going to force Michigan to have to punt it away. A field goal attempt is not coming here by Daniel Blewett.
And it's pretty safe to say that Nikolai Storm is a dangerous free safety to be back there.
He was kind of playing center field there, and he just went up to catch that fly ball, and he just about came down with it. But he gets the job done, forcing the punt. And Brandon, that really good drive ends with 0 points as Michigan State now taking back over. Declan Murphy on the carry. Forearms a guy and picks up 6.
And MSU is really just dominating this game so far.
Right now, it does seem like as we approach halftime that both sides of the ball are being controlled now by Michigan State. Here's a throw, middle of the field. It's complete. The Wolverines track him down. It's Mercy who picks up 11.
And Larry Waters able to drop the MSU defender. I mean, not defender.
And how about the day Declan Murphy's having in the pocket? Very, very consistent so far. This time it's a delayed draw handoff to Mercy, who picks up a yard. Mercy has 20 yards on 5 rushes today.
He's having a very fantastic day, able to move where he wants to.
2nd and 9. Murphy calling out signals now, takes the snap. Pressure coming around the edges, but it is picked up. And now turning upfield here. And a nice little cutback by Patrick Murphy. Gets a couple extra yards for the Spartans.
And that was Christopher Burns able to get the credit for the tackle, even though they had the first down.
And Attic Kasaki in there on it as well. A great job of the Wolverines. Again, good teamwork there and swarming the receiver. But he does get the first down, as we said. And this could be a long drive here, but it's a positive one up to this point. Declan Murphy picks 7 more up.
And Declan Murphy dropping the shoulder just to push defenders out of the way.
2:47 and counting in this first half. This is ideal situation for the Spartans, running time off the clock and moving the ball at will at the moment. Mercy is stopped short of the first, however, here, and we will have 3rd and inches coming.
And I don't think these 3rd and inches are going to stop them.
It's going to be interesting to see what happens here. On 3rd and inches, they line up in an empty set, folks. Murphy, will he take off? Will he stand in there? He's going to have to stand, and he gets hit. The ball pops loose. Thankfully, an offensive lineman is there to pick it up, but the damage is done. Jeremy Stone, watch him come in and get the hit here and pop the ball loose.
And that was a good hit, but we have an update over on Twitch. USC, a 42-yard pick 6 by Maddox Baker as they go up 20-0 with 2:43 in the half.
We said that Michigan needed to make a big play on defense. They finally get that to kind of stop this Michigan State momentum, and they get the ball back, and they should have some time to work with here, just inside of 2 minutes remaining in the first half. What do you want to see out of this Michigan team here on this drive, Brandon?
I really want to see Michigan score some points. That way they're not down a whole touchdown.
Right, absolutely.
Going into halftime.
Absolutely, partner. As Cannon now throwing, sets up the screen, and he gets a couple more. As far as play formations or maybe a player you'd like to see them target, are there anybody that sticks out to you?
Honestly, I'd like to see Joseph Ellis do a little bit more running, be able to find a hole.
Right now, Jet Cannon having to do a lot of that running on his own. He is, seems like he's been scrambling left, right, front, and center most of the day, and he gets hit there after a 4-yard pickup, and it's 3rd and 6.
Michigan's really going to have to try hard because the momentum is almost all the way on MSU's side.
3rd and 6 here, really needing this pickup, sending a man in motion. Cannon going to have to roll out there off his back foot, throws right into the arms of a Michigan State defender and just fluttered that one in there right into the old bread basket as Jax Cole, the sophomore, gets the interception.
Unfortunate turnover, but Azrael Alexander was at least able to stop him before he took it all the way to the house.
He is. First interception of the season there for the sophomore. And you know something, partner, that's going to set the Spartans up with really good field position with 1:25 remaining in this first half. Here's Declan Murphy, wasting no time. Deep, has a man. Not going to get him down. 2 defenders could not bring Kane Harris to the ground. Touchdown, Spartans.
MSU is manhandling Michigan right now, and it's hard to not say that.
Extra point coming by Blaze Navarro, and you talk about Kane Harris shrugging off 2 defenders. These guys have got a shot of adrenaline in their veins, and you can see it out there on the field this evening.
Of course you can, and I want Michigan to score here. If they do not score here, it is going to be a hard task to pull back.
First penalty of the evening, and it's the dreaded clipping on that kick return, and that's going to, unfortunately, set Michigan back. So a good return is going to be negated.
You know Coach is not happy with that.
So they spot the ball inside the 15-yard line. A long way to go here for Michigan. Cannon gonna throw. He does have a man, though, a great read. And stepping out of bounds after getting the first down is Zachary.
And Jet Cannon not being scared to throw it down the field in hopes to score.
Well, that was, like you say, that was a tight coverage there. He really had to place that ball perfectly in the vicinity of his receiver, and he was able to do so, picking up a much-needed first down. 1:08 left in the first half. Cannon has to throw and just don't know if it come out of his hands or got deflected there, but it skirts along the turf. It's incomplete.
Well, from my point of view, it looked like someone smacked his arm before he could throw it.
So 2nd and 10. Pressure coming again, but this time leaving the middle of the field wide open. Here goes Ronnie Wilson down to the 30, a big 35-yard pickup.
And Dalton Mercer able to drop that Michigan receiver in the middle of the field.
2 timeouts off the board here for Michigan, 1 remaining. As Jet Cannon going to look to the end zone, has a man all by himself. Jalen Zachary should not be in his own zip code, but there he was. Touchdown Wolverines, what a response.
And he was in the end zone all by himself, and Jet Cannon noticed it instantly, and thank goodness scoring before the half.
Yeah, that was, as you said, we both talked about it, what an important play that was, to be able to get some sort of momentum on your side here, stop the bleeding before heading into the locker rooms. No coverage there, though, and Zachary all by himself. The extra point is good by Daniel Blewett, and it is now a 23-14 game. The lead is back down to 9.
Now, the big question is MSU going to play it safe, or are they going to score before the half?
We'll see if they want to be aggressive here with 50 seconds remaining. I got to think, you know, the way that this offense is going, you expect them to take a few shots here.
Nothing wrong with trying to score again.
Murphy now taking the snap, rolling right, pressure in his face, comes back left. Has a man in the flat. Mercy, they're going to say forward progress, gets him a yard, and that's all.
And Robert Shannon able to stop the MSU receiver.
Spartans take their first time out. And so Declan Murphy will call out signals before taking the snap here. Throwing at the 40. Alvarez falling forward for the first down. A second timeout is called by MSU. Murphy. No, he's going to go down. He held onto the football too long, and it's a storm in the backfield by Harry Radloff.
And over on Twitch, it's going into halftime. 20-3, USC lead Notre Dame.
Now Murphy trying to get all that negative yardage back, and then some, just overthrows his man, incomplete. 17 seconds remaining, and it's 3rd and long.
And Michigan State's actually playing aggressive, just wanting to get a touchdown.
3rd and 18, pressure coming. Finally gets off the throw, but the Wolverines respond nicely. Patrick Murphy on the tackle, only a 6-yard pickup, and a timeout called, stopping the clock with 12 seconds left. Well, Michigan will at least want to try to get a return here, if nothing more. Clock down to 4 seconds. Tackled is Atticus Ike with 3 seconds left. This could be a Hail Mary opportunity for Michigan if they want to take it.
They could, or they could just try and run it up the middle, run the clock, go into half, and try again in the second.
Cannon will at least try to find something downfield. He steps up, throws it deep, and it is caught by Israel Alexander. Unfortunately, though, time has expired, and we go to the halftime break. Michigan State leading Michigan 23-14 as we welcome you inside to our CFSL halftime report here on PX1 Sports. Cameron and Brandon with you. Brandon, give me your thoughts on this first half.
Honestly, it is a tough first half. It was seeming one-sided there for a minute, but Michigan's able to get some points on the board, making this a fight amongst fights.
Yeah, getting it back to a 9-point game, that was huge right before the half, and we get to see some of the plays there of the first half, and there you see that very last Hail Mary there attempt at it for Michigan, and we'll get a chance to look at the stats here as they pop up on the screen. Time of possession, Michigan State leading in that, actually leading in just about every category with except passing yards there. Any stat that actually kind of jumps out at you, Brandon?
Honestly, it's kind of neck and neck, except Michigan State's got more rush yards because Declan is able to gain rush yards before he can even be stopped.
We'll see what kind of adjustments these two squads make as they head into this third quarter, and we thank you for staying right here with us. We expect an exciting third and fourth quarter here of this one as Michigan State gets the ball back to start quarter number 3, and a big return. Alvarez, oh, what a big way to start the third quarter. Shimmy, shake, and bake. He gets to the end zone. Touchdown, but wait a minute. We've got a flag.
That just has to hurt to get a flag.
And that will negate a touchdown return for the Spartans. Backwards they go. They will be spotted at the 18-yard line. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, Cam, that hurt me up here in the booth.
That's tough to see. Now, Declan Murphy got to go back to work, shake off what just almost transpired, we'll say, as King Love picks up the first down. They got to go back to it again.
And Robert Shannon able to stop that receiver. But I want to go back to the kick return. He was all the way down the field, and you have to think, if you're all the way down in the end zone and just to find out there's a flag, it has got to bring you down to some sort of level.
Heartbreaker for sure, especially the fact that we suspect that it was on that very final block that was thrown. Almost a clean play. Mercy this time. Begging for mercy as Radloff gets in there and records his second TFL.
And Radloff, just a big man. It has to be the neck roll that gives him all that strength.
No, it's menacing. A very throwback style to the defensive tackles there of the 80s and 90s lore. Here's a keeper, Murphy, trying to run for the first. He gets a lot of that yardage back. 11 of the 13. Actually 12. They'll spot him with a 3rd and 1.
And I believe Declan Murphy's ability to run is going to help Michigan State keep this lead.
3rd and 1 coming. Here's the wide receiver screen, and it is deflected by Robert Shannon. He's got burned a couple times today, but the last 2 series, he's made some big-time stops, Brandon.
He has. But I'm sure that he could have at least tried to catch it off of his teammates' back.
A lot transpires in a very short window there, blink of an eye, if you will, and a good job by Shannon, indeed, to come up with it. Tenacity, and that's what you like to see. You get down early, but you keep fighting. Atticus Ike with the return, and now Michigan is going to have good field position here at the 27-yard line.
And let's hope Michigan can gain some points here.
Jet Cannon with all day, making a sandwich, reading the newspaper, and finally getting this one off to Israel Alexander for 13.
And Nikolai Storm coming in hot. Every time a ball is in his area, he's not going to let them move.
Yeah, and what a good job, though, on the route, though. I mean, getting open. A thing of beauty, indeed. It's Cannon going to step up, throw it out of bounds. Went through his progressions, and he said, none of those work for me, partner. I'm going to get rid of them.
You have to think, is Jet Cannon named for his arm?
Quite possibly. 2nd and 10. Cannon connects to Hayward Crocker Jr. for 4. This will make the 3rd down situation a little more manageable here and open up the playbook just a little bit.
And that was a mix of Mercer and Storm.
Cannon going to take the snap and drop back and throw. Has a man on the sidelines, beating the coverage out. Sprinting to the end zone is Alexander. He's inside the 10.
Beautiful pass, able to see the distance. Nikolai Storm was far back, but he still caught up, even though Michigan gained some massive yards.
Yeah, he gets a very important tackle there, but how about Alexander? Great chemistry there with Jet Cannon, too, knowing, placing the ball perfectly in his arms there, as we've got a carry now on the right side. Ellis just gets back to the line. Nothing more. This rushing game today has been stifled.
And Colt Mormon able to drop Ellis in the back.
2nd and goal. Michigan trying to cut the lead here. Back to Ellis. He has to hesitate, wait for a hole to open, and they stop him behind the line this time. Day-Day McLeod back in on the TFL.
This is back where we talked about at halftime. The run game is so different between Michigan State and Michigan.
Ellis still trying to find some footing on this short yardage situations. 3rd and goal. Pressure coming. He bounces off the defender. Cannon able to throw it away. Thought it was going to be a sack, but it does force the 4th and goal. So here we'll see Daniel Blewett on to attempt to make this a closer game from the left hash mark. This kick is good. It is a 1-score game once more, though MSU still leads 23-17.
And if that defender wouldn't have knocked the quarterback, I'm sure that would have been a touchdown.
Bounced right off him like a pinball machine or something. As we've got a good return coming here. Bonifacio Ocasio, 31 yards.
Just that name gives me kind of shivers.
Michigan's total defense there, 361 yards allowed. We've talked about that, although we will say that the defense has certainly cleaned it up as this game has went on. They've got a couple of big stops lately. Here's Declan Murphy as he gets back in the saddle, and he runs for a 7-yard pickup left side.
Sorry about that, but that was C.J. Mucci that was able to stop Declan.
So we've got 2nd and 3 coming. Murphy, wide receiver screen. This one works well, as it is a 1st down. Tackled around the ankles is King Love, but he leaps forward for the 1st down.
And the screen, you have to think, is really hard to stop sometimes.
Hard to stop once he gets rolling, but getting it initiated, that seems to be the challenge around the league. Manny Mercy, goodness gracious, he gets plowed over by Lencho Rivera.
Lencho Rivera coming at him with the heat.
Like a ton of bricks. It's only a gain of 3. So 2nd and 7. You got to applaud the Michigan defense. They've made some adjustments. They've certainly gotten more physical. And Murphy trying to fight right back against them there. Only gets 2 yards. And we've got 3rd and 5 coming up.
And Michigan has improved on defense, but any yardage Michigan State can take, it's going to be hard to fight.
Motion along the line as Murphy calls for the snap. Has a good pocket, throwing, and it is incomplete. Out of the hands of the intended target. Good coverage that time. Guess who it was? Making a name for himself, Robert Shannon. 3 big stops on 3 consecutive drives.
Robert Shannon just honing in on that pass. Did not want that pass to be caught and taken.
Oh, and here's a good return by Atticus Ike. He made a nice move right around the 20 that sprung him for 10 more yards. And so, this game, a 1-score game once again here, Brandon, and Michigan starting to feel something.
It really is. Michigan could come back and establish a lead if they can get their offense rolling on this drive.
Well, we see Jet Cannon's numbers today, 20 of 30. Closing in on 350 yards and a pair of touchdowns. More work to do, though. 4:35 remaining here in the 3rd as Cannon throws middle of the field, completes to Alexander for 9. So back to the line they come on a 2nd and 1. Not much time there in the huddle. 1 yard to pick up, and they're going to lose at least 3. They're going to say 4 as McLeod hits him in the backfield for a loss.
Day-Day McLeod really just wanted to give him a bear hug and show him the love.
And it was a blown coverage probably. I mean, you got to think the blockers there around the left side, they were nobody to be found in hopes of helping Jet Cannon make his way. He's going to go back to the air here and get all of that back. No, I'm sorry. Incomplete. I thought for a minute he had it. Incomplete. Out of bounds anyway.
It did look like he had it. For a second, I was going to say, call the challenge flag.
So a punt now coming. Michigan not able to capitalize on that drive. And so the Spartans offense coming back. Kane Harris leveled after the big kick return.
And that walk-on just shoved him straight down. You got to think, we have to be on the playground or something.
And here's Jet Cannon, or excuse me, Declan Murphy, my apologies there, picking up a 9-yard rush. Murphy, 80 yards so far on 18 carries.
Hey, if you can run it, run it. That's all I say.
Second and 1. Here is left side. Manny Murphy picks up 4 and has the 1st and 10.
Just steamrolled by the Michigan defense, but still able to get the 1st down.
Robert Shannon's name again popping up in the stat column. 3:05 here in the 3rd. Murphy again calling his own number. Dragged down after another 5-yard gain. So when the routes downfield aren't working, he does have his set of feet to rely on. He does a good job with it.
He really does, but C.J. Mucci was able to read him perfect.
2nd and 5. Here's a throw, a slant to perfection for Alvarez to keep the drive going.
And we've seen this slant route throughout the league. It is deadly if you cannot stop it.
Boy, isn't that a fact? And look at Lencho Rivera. He is again in on the stop, like you said. That was a big stop because Alvarez had a lot of green grass out in front of him. Nevertheless, they do get the 1st down, and the Spartans are back on the attack. Here's Murphy. Again, another good pocket. Has a man middle of the field, a clothesline tackle. Somehow Kevin Gray holds on.
And you have to give him credit. Able to hold on to the ball while getting clothesline. That is just a tough task
Oh, completely clobbered right here by Atticus Ike. Did everything in his power to knock the ball, the helmet, whatever, off of his body there. But he does hold on for the first down catch. And it is 1st and goal. And here comes Manny Mercy disappearing into the middle for 3 yards.
And the walk-on able to stop Mercer gaining any more yards.
So 2nd and goal. Murphy, handoff, left side to Murphy. Patrick Murphy, that is, picks up 3.
And Atticus Ike adds another tackle to his stats.
Good golly, what a day for Atticus Ike. Down to 1:37 here in the 3rd quarter. This one has been a great game, folks. For the Paul Bunyan Trophy, Patrick Murphy giving the Spartans a good shot in the arm here at the end of the 3rd quarter. A touchdown to extend the lead.
And Michigan State just establishing the momentum, letting people know we want this more than you do.
Well, a great job of the offensive line moving the turf, moving the earth right there under Patrick Murphy's feet, allowing him to get to the promised land. And again, it is a 2-score game. It's a 13-point lead now. Michigan going to have to be asked to respond once more. On the return here, oh wow, still on his feet. Atticus Ike, he delivers hits and he actually absorbs them too.
And Michigan's really going to have to fight hard because time's ticking down. You've got one more.
1st and 10, carry. Oh, a nice job of Joseph Ellis, run right into a brick wall, gets out of it and falls forward for 4 yards, bringing up 2nd and 6.
And that's what I like to see. That's what I wanted to see. Ellis able to move. He just needs more yardage.
2nd down, another carry with Ellis. He picks up 2 more, brings up 3rd and manageable, 4 yards to go.
This Michigan State defense is just so hard to get past.
Inside of a minute here in the 3rd frame of football in the early window of this Tuesday night CFSL action. More coming your way after this on both YouTube and Twitch, but we got to settle this one first. 3rd down, batted away. Cannon looked to have a read, but that window closed quickly.
Michigan State able to force them to give it back, but over on Twitch, there's a 5-yard touchdown pass to Ron Don for USC as they lead 7-9. 8:39 in the 4th.
Got to give a call to Day-Day McLeod, who came in with the big swat down that deflection there. And Kane Harris here with a 15-yard return. 33 seconds left in the 3rd. Michigan State can really do some damage here, and the Paul Bunyan Trophy might be coming their way pretty soon. We'll see how this drive goes as Murphy, now throwing middle of the field, completes to Manny Mercy using that speed out in the open field.
And it's like I said before, that slant is dangerous. You have to find a way to stop it, or else, like last time, they will find green grass.
Indeed, they will. On 1st and 10, here's Murphy. Going to throw again. He has a good pocket, finds his man, a little curl route to Alvarez, and a nice chunk of 8 yards on a 1st down. Alvarez up to 122 yards on the day.
And the walk-on able to stop him before the 1st down.
Oh, and we got movement here. That's going to, or no, I'm sorry. That's actually the buzzer for the end of the 3rd quarter. Snuck right up on me as I was watching that formation. We are going to the 4th frame of football. We'd love to see some 4s in the chat, if you will. You're watching the CFSL on PX1 Sports on YouTube. Well, you know what they say, Brandon, time flies when you are having fun, and that's what we've had here in Ann Arbor tonight. This rivalry heated up, and it's been something all day long. Look at Murphy getting thrown to the turf by Christopher Burns.
And Christopher Burns, he did not want Declan to show off those legs.
And he didn't get a chance to either, did he, partner? I mean, what a play. And that does make it a 3rd and 4, or 3rd and 6 after the 4-yard loss. Huge play upcoming here. Declan Murphy with a good pocket, throws, intercepted, throwing the big turnover, and it's coming the other way. back up the field across the 25. And that was CJ Mucci there with the INT over top the intended target.
CJ Mucci seen that coming from a mile away, and all he could tell everybody is, that's Gucci.
Just an incredible route, a great opportunity to jump the route. Kevin Gray was the intended target, and now Michigan still has life. Ellis stopped behind the line, loses a yard.
And I'm watching this all unfold. Don't see a lot of turnovers going on. You've got one for Michigan State and one for Michigan now.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a pretty clean game as far as that goes. But as mentioned there in the chat, silver lining to that cloud is the fact that it seemed like it was a deep ball punt. 2nd and 11. Jet Cannon all day. He's finally going to step up and run and staying home there and missing a big-time tackle. 2, 3 defenders still missing. 4, 5, still on his feet. Cannon to the 15.
My Lord, Jet Cannon fooled everybody, thinking he was going to drop it downfield, but he said, no, I'm going to take it, get off. But the only person able to catch is Nikolai Storm.
But the interesting thing about that, Brandon, is Nikolai Storm was the man who was actually caught sleeping and let Jet Cannon get around him. He would have been stopped for about a 3-yard gain, and then he had to track him all the way downfield. And it's 1st and 10 Wolverines. Here's the snap. Jet Cannon running again, tackled after a 3-yard rush.
I think Jet Cannon is taking the pathway of, if you can do it, I can do it better.
An incredible play by Jet Cannon. I mean, we see him run, but it's not always for 50-plus yards. This time he holds onto the ball for too long, loses 7 of those yards. 3rd and 14 coming. Morris Lucas with his first big play of the day, and it's for a sack.
And Michigan is getting a good taste of momentum, but Michigan State's defense is just crashing on top of them.
It's been very tough for Michigan to move the ball when they get down to this side of the field, just around the red zone area. The Spartans have been able to really clamp down, although we've seen they've been able to do it. That's 3rd and long coming here. Cannon throws, end zone, swatted away. Robin Fields stayed back there and deflects it off the intended receiver's hands, and we've got a big 4th down attempt coming, partner.
And I cannot wait to see Michigan pull something off.
We'll see if they can. Jet Cannon with the snap, going to throw middle of the field too short, and they're going to wrap him up. A turnover on down, so off the interception. What looked like, honestly, it's one of the highlight reel plays of the year so far for Jet Cannon, but they can't make points off of it. What do you think about them not going for 3 in that situation?
It honestly probably would have been smarter to go for 3. That way you're not falling too far behind.
And you got some points out of it. Now you're still down by 13. Manny Murphy picks up 2. I know that it would have still made it a 10-point game, but that feels like it could be a pretty substantial difference here as opposed to a 13-point deficit they still got to work out of. Murphy completes to Murphy. Pickup of 8 yards. 3rd and inches coming.
Cliff Booth hitting him real hard.
Well, he did, and now as we look here, time will soon start to become a factor in this game as well, as we are at 6:35 left in regulation.
And Michigan State could start actually breaking down the clock, but they may not start that just yet.
Still got to make some big plays here, so here comes Declan Murphy. Makes one man miss, going for his own big run. 2 defenders missed. Finally thrown down at the 35-yard line after a 16-yard carry.
And here's where the times you take Declan Murphy and Jet Cannon. Jet Cannon, he's not fast, he's strong. But Declan Murphy, he has the speed.
We've been watching Murphy do a lot of this today, bailing out his offense when nobody else is open. 1st and 10. Here's the pass towards the left sidelines, and it's Patrick Murphy who does pick up 4. And most importantly, I think he stays in bounds. The clock will continue to run.
And do you think that Michigan State's going to try and score again?
Well, I think most importantly right now, their first objective, of course, is to try to keep the ball in the field of play. McKinney loses a handful there. Atticus Ike with his first TFL.
Well, we're coming down to 5 minutes, and they still have all 3 timeouts.
3rd and 9 coming. Big play here in this one. Declan Murphy going for the screen. Has a man. Blocking's there. First down and more. 4:30, 35. Oh, out to the 20-yard line. And a big play. Mercy springing free on that one, up to 87 yards on the day.
Harry Radloff, the big man, somehow catching up.
Well, I got to tell you, yeah, he was that big man. It's hard to hard to put some miles under you as such as he did, but a good job, good tenacity. But we've seen some big chunk plays in the last couple of series. Michigan not able to capitalize on theirs. We'll see what the Spartans can do here on a fresh set of downs. Declan Murphy running right, throwing off his back foot, incomplete, throws it into the ground.
He's seen a guy open, but I guess it was just he lost the angle he was trying to throw to.
Second down, incomplete. That one went nowhere, and quickly we're in 3rd and 10 situation. Empty set for Declan Murphy. A good pocket, back of the end zone, has a man, and a flag. Let's see what it's on. And this is going to, again, go against Michigan State. Offensive pass interference. It's 4th and 10.
That'll make it 4th and 10.
These flags in Michigan State, it's not hurting them, but getting a field goal is still going to keep them in the lead.
Well, it'll certainly help. It'll pad. But right there, if you can get that touchdown, and it looked like it was perfect as the kick is good by Blaze Navarro, leading now 33-17. If you get the touchdown there, it's lights out. I have to say, I'm always somebody who looks for the glimmer of hope, for the underdog, I guess you'd say, in a storied battle. And the fact that the door is still left open still means they are a chance here for Michigan. Michigan State couldn't shut the door on them completely.
Well, they still have 4 minutes and 55 seconds and all 3 timeouts.
It's a tough road to go. And they give to Ellis, keeping it on the ground. He gets 8 yards. And honestly, it's probably Ellis's best rush of the day.
It is, but Nikolai Storm's able to stop him.
2nd and 2. Now, if Michigan wants to have a chance at it here, they're going to have to open up this offensive playbook just a little bit. The underneath routes and the short yardage situations has not worked well for them in large part today. Cannon, though, he throws here and right on cue. Big catch to Jalen Zachary for 35.
And Robin Fields able to prevent that play from progressing any further.
And I want to ask you, Brandon, what do you think? Again, another great route here. Stopped early, kind of bottled up, and then springing free is Zachary for the big grab.
Michigan, I'll give them credit. They're actually fighting to stay in this. They don't want to go home empty-handed.
Certainly not. We've got the Paul Bunyan Trophy on the line here tonight. Oh, Ellis is blasted. Obliterated by Nikolai Storm.
And Nikolai Storm is taking that leaping stride literally.
2nd and 11, and you're back here with this situation. You got to go 4-down territory, no doubt. And Cannon. Oh, a great route, great throw as well. Underneath it comes Ronnie Wilson, who picks up 20 and gets it down to the 10.
And Colt Mormon able to come up from behind. Michigan is really fighting hard just to stay in this, and they could potentially score. It's like I said, they don't want to go down.
Well, right here we are at the spot, Brandon, where just outside the 10-yard line, it's been their toughest to punch the ticket. We'll see if they can do it with 3:47 and counting here in the 4th quarter. Jet Cannon rolling right, all kinds of time. Finds the man, he does. It's Israel Alexander for the TD.
And that's how you do it. That's how you stay in this game. Right now, they're sitting at a 10-point difference, about to make it 9. Or they could go for 2, just to hopefully crunch those numbers.
And that's exactly what they'll do. If they get this 2-point conversion, it is an 8-point game. It's a 1-possession lead for the Spartans. Ellis, oh, he stopped. I mean, short of it. I thought for a minute he had a chance. And guess who? Nikolai Storm closes that window quickly. So that brings us to the onside kick. Got to get this one back, and it looks as if it will be fielded cleanly by Patrick Murphy. He's got a touchdown on the day, and now a nice fielded onside kick.
And we may see Michigan State actually start lowering this clock.
That is the name of the game. That is the plan right now, no doubt, as we've got Manny Mercy as he runs for 7. And yeah, like you said, the clock will be running here in effect. Boy, what a game. I mean, this one has been back and forth. Michigan never out of it. Michigan State has never been able to officially shut the door, so it is hung in the balance. And it's been a really good matchup between these two squads. As we said, their 4th meeting.
And what a good meeting it is.
Remember, Michigan leads the series coming in 2-1. Michigan State 2 minutes and 42 seconds away from evening the score. And that will bring up 2nd and 9 as Patrick Murphy on the carry clock. Still moving here down to 2:12. And that brings us to the next play here on 2nd and 9. Play clock down to 5. Murphy gets this one off just in time. Mercy waiting, biding his time for an opening hole, and he picks up 2. First time out of the day from Michigan.
And Michigan's starting to use their timeout now.
We'll have a Twitch update in just a second, folks. Let's get this 3rd and 7 play in. Declan Murphy throws short to Patrick Murphy. Timeout called for. And now we'll have to see Blaze Navarro try to kick a long field goal here to pad their lead. Shannon gets credited for the stop, but this kick is good, and the lead back out to 13 for the Spartans.
And if you're over here on YouTube, over on Twitch, there was a 10-yard touchdown pass to Keanu King for Notre Dame, a 2-point attempt, unsuccessful as they trail USC 27-15 with 1 minute and 5 seconds. But USC returns the onside kick for a touchdown by Dante D'Onofrio. 1 minute left, 34-15.
Man, action going on over there just as it has been here on YouTube this entire evening. And folks, we've got another big one coming up, which we'll remind you to stick around for as well after we get finished here. 8:30 Central Time, we are going to have North Carolina State and West Virginia, so you'll want to check that one out. We've got to finish up here first. Jet Cannon throwing on 1st down. Completes to Ronnie Wilson for 14. And how about, I'm going to give a call to Jet Cannon. Almost 500 yards passing today. 444 yards to be exact.
I love his passing, but Michigan may want to get Jet Cannon to get one of those lovely runs again.
But a throw complete down to the 25. It is Alexander for 34 more yards. Michigan still fighting here.
They really want to hold on to that timeout with this no huddle.
Certainly understand that. Minute 36 and counting. Throwing here. Completes to Wilson for 5. Back to the line. They'll come quickly and set up. Spiking it. Brings up 3rd and 5.
And they want to hold on to that timeout as much as possible in hopes to score and bring it back.
Cannon may take another shot to the end zone here on 3rd and 5. He goes for the short throw. It's incomplete, but we know it's 4-down territory. Got to go for it here.
Yeah, if they don't score here, it is possible that Michigan State can just bleed it.
Yeah, this game will, for all intents and purposes, be over. 4th and 5 could be the last play for Michigan. Here's a throw, and it's short. And that will do it. Michigan State now should have the opportunity to run the clock out and take the Paul Bunyan Trophy back home.
Well, we can't actually say that it's over. Michigan could still try to force a fumble.
I mean, that is the case indeed. You got to think here, though, with the final timeout now being burned, though, and 2nd and 4 upcoming, the odds are greatly in the Spartans' favor here, right? 2nd and 4 coming, minute 12 left. And if they get this first down, it's going to be close. It's going to be stopped short. We've got a big 3rd and 1 coming.
And over on Twitch, USC takes the win over Notre Dame, 34-15, and USC taking home the Jules Shillelagh.
Congratulations to them. 3rd and 1 inside a half a minute here left. And was Mercy able to get across the line? He was, and that will do it, partner. Final seconds now will tick away, and the victory, Paul Bunyan, gonna go back on the bus with the Michigan State University Spartans as they win. The final score in this one goes to the team in white and green. Final thoughts, Brandon?
It was a lovely game, just back and forth. I do have to give huge congrats to Michigan State for pulling this win, bringing home the Paul Bunyan by the lost words. A team just coming back in CFSL. Michigan wanted it just as much, but they did great.
And as we said, in their 4th meeting, this evens the score. Both teams in their rivalry 2 apiece. As we see the celebration and how sweet it is getting to take that beautiful trophy back home. And I'll also say attaboy to Michigan Wolverines as well. They stayed in it, and they did not let this game get in or out of hand, and it come right down to the final minutes of this one. Folks, we thank you. We want to thank our executive producer, Mike Peters, and our associate producer, Austin Crow. And, of course, my broadcast partner here, Brandon Webster. And on behalf of our broadcast crew, I'm Cameron Duty. You've been watching PX1 Sports right here on YouTube, CFSL Action. We're coming at you again, 8:30 Central Time, okay? Less than an hour away. And we're going to have the North Carolina NC State Wolfpack against West Virginia and those Mountaineers. Don't go anywhere. We'll see you in just a little bit of time. Come back for us, won't you? We'll see you then.